Now guys, we're in Rossberrigan. This is part of the new Greenway. Behind me goes towards Waterford, but this way heads towards Enniscorthy. But yet, it says here, construction site. There's a big green fence down there that's locked up, so they're still working on that end of it. And this is the car park for the Greenway. The castle up there. Used to live in that castle back in 1989. Rented out, I think it was half the castle. It was there for a long time. Some parties, some sessions in that place. Good memories. Actually, the first place I ever lived out home was building just over there. There was a doctor's there. And I think it was Terry Rogers, and all. The fuck is it? Charlie Keogh was a doctor at the time. He used to be up on Schoolhouse Road, but then he moved down to there. But there was a door beside his surgery door. Leads down steps into 3 different bed sets. Fucking shoe boxes. Bed in one corner, table in another, and a toilet. Well, a shared toilet. It's just up there now. There's the door into it. The Greenway then goes over here. Comes out, just goes over there about 120 yards. Comes out onto the Waterford Road. So there's the castle now up there. And Waterford Ross Co-op. Oh yeah, that's another thing. See their flags? Wexford, Kilkenny, and the tricolour. When I'm standing there, I'm in Three County. I'm actually bordering Wexford and Kilkenny. And then when I travel about, I think it's about half a mile out to Waterford Road, I'm actually into Waterford. So there's 3 counties in about 3/4 of a mile. This now is what we call in Ross the cattle mart. You hear the fucking cattle bellowing, and on Mart Day then you'd hear the auctioneer. Now I live up there with them churches. See where them 2 churches are? Actually, I live right beside the church in the middle. I live right behind that. And I can hear the cattle from here because the river carries the sound across to the whole town. Anyway, that door there, that door on the right, that was the one down to the bedsits. This little one here. And now we have Dr. O'Byrne, or as we refer to him in Ross, Dr. Death. And it has nothing to do with the doctor himself. The thing is, his secretary, you'd be dead before she answered the phone. That's where he got the name from. Nothing to do with his actual practice, but him himself, but his secretary has given the town a reason. You can ring him, tell you about the falling. Could be injured, could be broke, bone, laceration, something, anything. They will say, oh, next appointment is 3 or 4 weeks. What the fuck are you going to plan on being sick 3 or 4 weeks later? So, he sends an awful lot of patients to the care doctor because you get to see a care doctor a lot faster than you get to see him. And that's Tracy's fault. Or whoever the fuck was manning the phones over there now. That's who was doing it. I haven't been to that surgery. Actually, that man started practice there about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. My file is in there, but I've never actually went into the surgery. I never actually attended him, ever. I've had no reason to go to a doctor in the last 10 years, so. I'm thinking about the money I want to save in the taxpayer, but not using my medical card. I find the old Irish fucking remedies, home remedies, not better than what this pharmaceutical shit anyway, but hey, that's just me. That's why all the youngsters nowadays are so weak. Because every time they snap a cough, a fucking fart or sneeze, oh, 2 weeks antibiotic. Parents have to realise then that the more antibiotics you put in the child's fucking system, the more you weaken it. Oh, here we go. Our Lady. That's nice. That's been here a while now. Okay, guys, but I really don't think that's an egg. Oh, it's a plastic egg. Some kid. Oh yeah, today is Easter Sunday. So some kid was doing an Easter egg hunt, I'd say. Or maybe it came off of this shark here. Put it back in anyway. The statue of Our Lady was erected by the Farrell sisters from Canis Terrace, Rossberrigan. In the Marianne year 1954. 54. You don't look that old, honey. Now, there's 3 flags now flying with pride. Wexford, Kilkenny, and the tricolour. And as it is now, I'm standing kind of where it comes to Wexford and Waterford and Kilkenny, I'm kind of at the no man's land at the minute. The wood in the lands of Rossbergen, 13th century Norman borough. Where the fuck is the borough? There's that big corner place there. It's years ago, I mean fucking 40 years ago. There was a pub called Nick O'Brien's. And up the further up the road then, we'd say where that white van is, you had another pub called Roaches. And yeah, even though I was living on the far side of the town, most of the hangar spots were over here. Across the river away from the mother and father, so they couldn't know you're up there, so, you know. And there's just another, up at the top of that hill there, I don't know if you can see it now with the glare of the sun, but up, just, if you can see the smoke coming over the top of the chimney, or smoke this or that, it's blowing over to the right. There's a house there over there called Assumption Terrace, or as we used to call it, Corruption Terrace. That's where that was one of our great stomping grounds back in the 80s. Now, I know they didn't take the preacher over us. They did take this one up, but it's not the one I came across. This is the boat club. This is where we have a rowing club actually, very good. To do a lot of the training here out of the boat club. Now guys, check that out. Falling in the river on it, fucking snap. All them houses that you see over here, all new. Houses up over that place there. That place down there, that's all new. So is this building here. That place over here now. Back up to the, oh shit, 40s, 50s, there was a brewery there, Cherry's Brewery. And it was bombed by the Ra. They went up the river on boats. Up this way, came up this way here. On boats, pulled in, bombed the shit out and carried on. The man who owned it was Brit, and he was funding, let's just say, oppression. So he had to be taught a lesson. So, and then all these new flats here, these are nearly all foreigners. I won't say foreigners, but well, they are from foreign countries, but Polish, Lithuanian, Latvian, all that kind of shit. Like, not the foreigners that were wanting to get out here at the minute. You know, that's funny. Them people, right, have been living here for decades. This block of flats over here, and the one across the road, the ones, the Polish, the Latvians, the Lithuanians, and all that, all living there for at least 15, 20 years. You never had a bit of trouble with any of them in the town. But I was walking around the town this morning, that's why I said I'd break up my camera. You must be sick of looking at New Ross, but I was walking down one of the hills today, and let's just say, two Islamic enthusiasts walked past me with dirty looks, so I had to question them on their looks and what the problem was. So if it's starting to come into New Ross, well, I think it's time everyone knew. Because the thing about it is, this is not Dublin. You kick off on the town of Ross, you're getting the shit kicked out of you, the cops won't come over on time. And if they do, there's only one or two of them, so you'll be wasting your time trying to start that in this town. As the old saying goes, around here we don't call 911, we call family. So, yeah. Now these flats over here, and what's funny is, this one over here, ooh, famous drug den. And this building here now to my left, I believe they are a bordello, and they advertise on a site called Escorts Ireland, I think it's called. Ireland Escort, some shit like that. And from what I hear, we've done a research in town, it's €150 for a visit. And when you're done, there's a bouncer outside the door. They can show you don't skip. So yeah, like something now, Sin City. You all know what Sin City is. There we have it. Early learning. Part of all of the preschool. Age 1 year up to school age. Alright. That's handy actually. What do you call it? A creche? Or a Montessori, or how the fuck would that be called? It's no child minded anyway. For those who have jobs and drop the kids off when they're going to work and shit. Now these are the flats I was talking about. All these up here. See the moorings? Yeah. Great friends, and these people are actually great friends of Kevin Burke's. Yeah. The only guy I know who gets deep into public relations. So deep, he fell asleep. Wait. And then of course you fall asleep in Ireland and you're on a session, you get tagged. Now guys, this place across the road here is called Stafford's. Do not think how bad I was in here with us before, but that's the Rawford Road, by the way, I had knocked over. And let's look at all the extra flags. You know, you can see all these extra flags on your ass. And I see fuck all tricolours. That is the truth. As a matter of fact, as I'm looking now, Jesus man, I can see one over there. And you know the only reason that's there? Because it's flying over John F. fucking Kennedy monument. John F. Kennedy. They built a bridge out the road. Out, look, the Pink Rock Road as they call it. Everyone calls it that. Everyone that's ever born and bred in this area calls it Pink Rock Road. But they put a bridge up there, which happened to end up being one of the largest expansion bridges in Europe, believe it or not. And it was named after John F. Kennedy's great niece or some shit like that, Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy. And you know the funny thing about it is, the only time the bitch ever set foot in Ireland was to cut the fucking ribbon on the bridge. The last time her family came to Ireland was 1963. The day in the Ross, they grabbed onto the Kennedy fame like a Scotchman with a £5 note, and ever since won't let go. It's like a cop. When they get you for something, they latch on like a fucking leech. That's why you have to give them a slap now and again. This, by the lads, by this, yes, people now might correct me, but I believe this was an old customs house for the dock. You know, fucking lorries that come in and load up and they registered and all that kind of stuff for excess and duty and all that stuff was sorted out all there. But that's a good plot of ground. I know I could buy that now. That there now would make one hell of a good sized bungalow. That them there, they make a lovely workshop area. I only had the money now, and it's all tarmac tar. So the tar and chippings, or it's real old tar, like macadam, whatever the fucking pitchman or asphalt as the Americans call it. But anyway, this is Stafford's. This doesn't try to happen to us more, 3/4 near us, for decades. Fucking decades. It's actually up there, further, or here, past this fucking barrier. Guys, I'm only 5'11" and I'm close to that barrier. It's just up past that bin there. Up there past that bin, there used to be a crane. And the crane was used for unloading ships. They were unloading a ship one day, and my grandfather was standing under the crane and the chain snapped. My grandfather was killed right in there. Just up there, up where the crane was. Just before that second building. What it looks like a church fucking yoke inside of it. And every man I know my age in New Ross has walked here. Or damn near 90% of them at least. So yeah. That's it now guys for this side of the bridge. I'm going to go over town now and see if I can come across any unsavouries. And let me know so I won't have to keep dumping the valve in the middle of the video. This is the river side of the Mourns. Not the Mourns is the blue one. So that's over there, river. That's the old bridge that I was standing on a few minutes ago. And the boat club. See it just there. That's where I was standing, just up behind the yellow sign. There's a man with a boat club. So yeah. And then there's, you know, hand down with the camera, good man. Yeah, that's just all them buildings that's there now. They were always been here. This one here now. That was a Christian Brothers school when I was a chap. That's why I went to school. Didn't learn fuck all. Got better like fuck being left-handed, but hey. That's the same the Christian Brothers school. And then most of the buildings are actually original buildings. Very few businesses still original, but hey. Now, that's the dock now, I'll tell you about over there. So then there's all the Wexford flags along the bridge. Looks right actually, I'll give it that. I don't normally bother, but I go over to this Kennedy bullshit and I'll show you what it's all about. By the way, it's him standing up, putting his hand out to shake hands with people. Even though, and there's a podium over here. Just where he spoke, it's not. The speech he actually had was right here. Right behind him with that boat, it's right there. So they had no room over there for them on it. So they changed history and moved it over there. So yeah, I have pictures of John F. Kennedy on the podium over there. I actually have a video saved on my hard drive of that poor Andy Milton, God rest him. Giving out about nothing in this fucking town never works. Yeah, those are the exact words. And just as he said it, the microphone came on. And it's famous all around the world. He said that just before John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was too far away from him. He laughed and just stepped up to the microphone and started talking. So yeah, that's the book. That's the galley. You used to be able to get on that up in afternoon tea up to Virgin Manor. And that was the size of it. We have new fucking Hyundais, where the electric ones, they're whistling instead of anything. I suppose at least you can hear them coming, as opposed to some electrics. Anyway. This is the shithole that is Ross. A few little odd ones hanging around. You don't look at the fortune metal. You lads up to no good. Don't get caught. I'm going up to Superbike, you know, guys, so if you're familiar with my videos, that means cappuccino. The old courthouse. Got to come in here the last time I was over here. This is the door into the court, George's Chambers. Right? Oh yeah. Wet damn clothes. No one been in here for a while, but that's it. Sleeping bag, clothes. The fuck is that? Hey? You only wear these cunts that with 10 pitch. There's the bag the tent came in, huh? Yes, for Jesus. Now, many people are off, no, that's fucking there. How long is there? If they're coming back and forward. Yeah. Now guys, yeah, so it starts near us by the time it's brought to everyone's attention. Oh, that won't happen here. Yeah, there's your first. Actually, there's other tents out, and what the fuck is with the papers? Irish Independent. Someone's rolling the papers from across the road. Seriously. God knows how long they're on. I'm not going to bother touch them. Now, there's a tent in behind the old courthouse, huh? What else do we have around this fucking side? Nothing here. Aye. The New Ross courthouse is. I didn't see if I had to come down here now. The fucking last time I was on the street, probably would have gotten in there. Anyway, onwards to the next one. Okay, we're just up here again now at the Three Bullet Gate. I didn't actually stop at the Kennedy Monument because there's a load of fucking Yanks there and I couldn't be asked answering stupid old questions. But this, if anyone remembers the last time I was here, it wasn't a tricolour that was flying. It's a younger bro. Why did they change that out now? Battle of Ross was during the 1798 rebellion, guys. Yes, you're wondering. The 3 cannonballs represent the 3 cannonballs that were fired through the gates. There was a gate on the town wall just here. This is why it's called the 3 Bullet Gate, because it took 3 cannonball bullets to take the gate out. And there's the wall there. It would have come down kind of and off that way. So that was the town wall. 3 Bullet Gate was just actually 3 Bullet Gate would have been roughly where the far side of that roundabout. One of the watchtowers up here, which would have been on the attached to the old town wall. Yeah, Powers yard down there behind it. Do a lot of cast down. They do a lot of this shit. Cast down covers and shores and manholes and stuff. Yeah, this caught me out to why the tricolour was there and the other flag was taken down. There's 2 tricolours in one spot there. That's about as much as you're going to see in New Ross. 2 tricolours in the fifth boat. 75 yards of each other. This is the tower. 3 Bullet Gate Tower. Tower. The Murrell Tower. 17th century, huh? Remains of the wall of New Ross. It remains. There's no one camping here, no? It would hardly be too open here, I'd say. Yeah. I have a few places in mind now. Once I've seen that now down at the courthouse, I'd have to take another walk down the Madlands up at the ponds. There's a woods there. Neville's Woods. And again, there's an awful lot of our own people goes in there to the woods, so we've been on Facebook longer. Kenny's Woods now is half-hour walk that side of town. I just come up off the town, so I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. Them houses now. The house there with the solar panel looks like there's literally no one living in it. A few plants on the window, but the blinds upstairs are falling down. They're gathered on the bottom. God knows. You have to keep an eye on how many houses empty in this town there, just to get an idea. Because I know myself, there's a lot more houses empty in this town than what there is fucking people homeless. Or people on the housing list in this town. You know, there's more houses, yeah, that's the best way to put it. There's more houses available in Ross than what there is people looking for houses. Ross people, I mean. People who have been on the housing list for fucking over a decade. Everything about them was just a fucking afterthought. So that's why I like to point out these houses are empty. Could be a family. What is that now? Where the fuck is it? Want to fall back? It's probably a two bedroom house. Like Shakeyell up there, I'd say it wouldn't be too big. Shakeyell is the street where I was born. Not where I grew up. Well, I did grow up there, but I was literally born there as well. In the front bedroom of number 58 Shakeyell Place. So this here was a little bit different in my day too, but the wall never changed. So this is actually sunset, well, not sunset yet, but probably one of the clear skies you're going to see in New Ross for some time. This is a wonderful summer's day. That there, guys, is Shakeyell Place. Up halfway up the street on the left is where I was born. I moved down to a house here just behind these houses. So I didn't exactly talk up any miles when I moved. Yeah. Oh yeah. Even though I must be nearly an hour into the video. For those that are out doing the thing, happy Easter everybody. And let's hope this is the year 110 years after the 1916 rising, and that we all rise again and take back what's really ours. Put our families in houses. Put our people, our families, our children in jobs. There was a time when people say, oh, the foreigners are taking all the jobs. And people say, no, they weren't. They have no choice now because the youngsters in Ireland are better off just getting the fuck out, because Micheál Martin and his cronies are making it impossible to be Irish in Ireland. So Micheál Martin and Dublin 4 will have to get rid. I wonder. There's protests now coming up the motorways on Tuesday morning. Could I divert that in through Dublin 4? I have to get online now and see if I can do something about that. Contact different organisations on my own. See if we can use this. And the best thing about it is they're meeting on motorways in Athlone from 6 o'clock on. Then they're making their way to the city. So Tuesday morning, by the time Micheál Martin, you're up and after having your breakfast and your snacks with your fucking cronies and your minions, we'll be knocking on your door. If they are coming to Leinster House, don't forget. The farmers, the hauliers, taxi drivers, basically everybody and anybody who has to suffer the outlandish price of fuel they have now. And I'll tell you what, 9 million barrels of oil in reserve in Ireland, and they upped the price instantly as soon as it was suggested. Now, why didn't they get rid of them 9 million barrels that they bought at the old price first, before they put the actual price up on the pump? Greed. Fucking greed, guys. And what's worse is, 24 hours after them dirtbags turn around saying that elderly people cannot get the continuing on the fuel allowance or the well-being bonus. 24 hours later, Micheál Martin, you fucking prick, you gave fucking Ukraine 25 million towards a war effort. You're supporting foreign wars and you won't support your own people. You piece of shit, you. Anyway, that's what we're going to do to you, Micheál. That was a tree like that. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to wear you down to a stump until you just decay away. So we'll see how that works for you in the next week or two. Now guys, this is St. Stephen's graveyard. So then come up here. Actually this here, it's the highest graveyard around. This is the very peak of the top of the hill down the Ross, so top of the town as they say. Head down here now. There's an Easter Rising monument down here, so I don't see what the story is. Not sure if they're up here. They were yesterday. new rave. Has that just been opened? This graveyard's full anyway, they had to extend it. Off over to the right, over that way. It's on a new way. I'll store it out. Now, were they up here at this yoke yesterday or today? Huh? Did they have that fucking yoke up here yesterday or today? You know where they comes up, nobody comes up every Easter. Oh. No. It's normally the councillors and all them come up, you know.
You're not video me?
I don't video people unless they ask good.
Try not to get me in it.
Oh, you're not in it. I know. Focus on the flags now and the fucking monument, girl. This is the pond. This is not the pond, but it's a pond at the bottom of the Madlands Hill. So a lot of people go to hang out now. In the fine weather, if the council clear off all the briars off the bank, it might look better. All they've done so far is cut the fucking grass. They didn't even wash the concrete, clear the curbs, nothing. So, that's how lazy they are here. Cut the grass and fuck off after that, huh? Just look. That road up there now leads you, it's a back road to Wexford, Fox Mills, 7 Colleges. Scott used to have a golf course up there, but that's all gone now. Like everything else. Falls apart, God look. I'll just take a quick walk into this park for a second. Further over that road now, there's another, what we call the ponds. And there's the woods. So let's see if there's any foreign residents in the woods out there. And we'll be checking Kelly's Woods tomorrow, so. This is kind of overgrown now. This could do with being cleaned up a bit too. This was right at the spot when I was a kid, man. Right spot. That place over there in the background that used to be Fitzharris Steel. Don't know if it still does or not, but Willie Fitzharris, Rams Grange. I used to work for him. Steel right down in fucking Blanchardstown. Cool look. So I'm going to meander out this road here now. But I'm not going to record the whole lot, it's too long. But anyway, few old houses around. That one is literally covered with fucking trees. Jesus. It's barely see the building. I'm not sure if that house is still living in. I do know there's a mushroom fucking thing up here somewhere. Up there. Up that gate. Yeah, someone's up there picking cookies. Not them kind of cookies, by the way. Someone passing by there now, I know very well. Just had to greet him before I continue. I hear an angle grinder somewhere. Anyway, I'll skip on to the ponds and see what happens. I'm not sure now if you can see that, but it's a pathway into the woods as well. But why the hell is my flashlight on? No. But there's yeah, this is the road I was walking on. Very colourful ripseed. But yeah, this is one of the ways into the woods I was telling you about. A little bit overgrown, but this place only comes to life in the summer and everyone's out here. Unfortunately, this way you can only go so far because I do believe there's a gap where the river is. You can hear, well, you can hear the water or not, but this is what we call Nevins Woods. Jesus, it's more overgrown than I can remember. Yeah. Oh, there's a river that goes down there. Blue thing up there, but it's a barrel. I wonder if I can get across here without either getting into the water or dropping my phone. Let's see which one will happen first. As easy as you think. But I made it. Yeah. This Nevins Woods, I know. I do believe this old building here used to be an old grain mill or something. The grain used to be brought up and down to it. It was, what do you call it? You call them fucking wheels, the big wheels, the water turns around. That's just bring it back out onto a farmer's open field. So, I remember about 2 years ago the place was all cleaned up. Oh, I do believe this might have been where the wheel was. The water was only on the far side of that stone. Yeah. Have a look, see. So, does anybody tell me what was happening here? I wonder. Well, yeah, they saw here as well. Oh, they're making it a barrier over there. Okay. Cooking pot. Look at stack for a chimney. He used it for a stack for a chimney. Tea, what was the tea bar for? It's about a 3 foot tall, whatever they're using it for. I'll tell you what, that's my short one timber for the fire, so they won't have the handle. I've already using the fire and all the sleeve of electric cable and the shears. No, it's not a T-bar. That's the other part of that. Whatever the fuck that. You look at the rake, walk straight past it coming in. Leaf rake. Our head's here. Shovel head. Somebody's coal shovel from Mummy's house is missing. Mummy is pissed off because it looks pretty new. So silicone, that's an old trick. Rub silicone on the plastic sleeve of the wire and you burn that bit longer. Make sure the wire is stripped off the copper. Oh, just got a turn on top of the head. I wouldn't like to be in here though when it collapses, or if it collapses or whatever. Because there's a whole lot of stone there. Where I was standing there a minute ago. Get the fuck out of here. No. I was standing down there. There must be about 5 or 6, maybe 7 ton of concrete stone like I felt it happening. Anyway. Another tree down in the woods. Every time you come into this woods there's trees down somewhere. No one will do anything about any of them. This track has changed. You used to come up here on push bike. Now it's hard to walk on this motherfucking thing. There's another stone structure just there now. That was probably something to do with the Graham storage house or something. See look, this is what they normally do when the tree falls down. They cut it on one end, cut it to the other, and shove it out of the way and leave it there. That's how it works. The tree came from the ground and it rots back into the ground. That's regeneration. The new, well, here you go. Regeneration at its best. That looks like a bingo here. Oh, excuse me. So yeah. A bit more of a walk than I thought I was going to have to do, but I'll just take you down here now. Only about 2 minutes from the ponds itself. It's just that, man, thank God for these boots having good grips. Now, this is a great spot. The kids loved it. Fuck me, there's so much moss on the ground. It was like walking on a spring. Yeah, swinging ropes out of trees. I'd say out there and right there, probably the deepest point, maybe 3 foot deep it was. That's the same river now that I had to climb over a minute ago. Comes down here, comes in here like a peninsula, and heads off and back, and when it gets to about here, then it speeds up again. There's a little bit of a dam that was, well, not a dam, but people have been putting rocks there over the years to try and make this side over here deeper for the kids where they can actually swim. So you had a couple of rocks now coming from the gravel over here, across the rocks there, into here. Bring that up now and you see level with that route that's actually down there, about another 1.5 foot above what it is. Kids will have a right fucking time. I done it 2 years ago and came back down 2 years after, and some countries up knocking it down. So that's a tour bar. Oh, an eye for a tour bar. There's a whole tour up there for some reason. When there's the latch on this short fucked. Oh, see it works. Someone could have that now for tying up a horse in the water. You never know. You never know. It's great to bring horses into cold water. It would be very good for the horse. So I believe. Actually softens the horse. I don't know whether it's to make life easier on the farriers when they're shedding the horses or what, I'm not sure, but yeah. Camera one hand and swinging out a tree like a fucking orangutan the next. Jesus. Yeah, this is a lot more overgrown now, I tell you what. Summer coming now. People love walking this woods with the dogs. So I have known people to walk these woods and bring something with them to knock down the briars. People tend to clear the path themselves. I hear another fucking tree down. There'd be no shortage of firewood if you were stuck in there. And there's the stream. Yeah, there's something about running water, it's somewhat therapeutic. Well, this place here now, in the winter, when it's all bogged, I mean bogged up where you can see water here, but it's normally just a big glass layer of algae on top of the water. It's just like a green sheet. It's fucking crazy. Crazy, but you know, if you walk through woods like this, and I've been walking through this woods all my fucking life. This very wood, I'm safe to say I've done it 10,000 times. And every time you come through, the colours are different. Gobble it out, nature. Let's tell you what, since when did this turn into an assault course? Yeah. More trees down. I mean, they're not even big fucking trees. That big lump has been there for all of my life, and that's swinging over the bank and it hasn't moved. Like there's other yokes falling down left, right and centre. Alright. The water is starting to recede out altogether. There's only a little bit left on the inside. That's how you know it's summertime. There's no water in here. Only in the river. There's a stream. And here's another example about trees falling down. Just cut what needs to be cut and leaving the rest. Look. This is another place now that has a green blanket on it through the summer. I remember my daughter looking in there, right in there when she was only a child. It's all green, moss and algae and bulrushes and God love her, she says to me, Dad, is that where Shrek lives? So, yeah. Of course I told her, yes it is, honey. And he's on holidays now and that's what he says. Hey. And all the water now is starting to go down. You barely get across here at certain times of the year. Other times, you make me across one jump. Never this woods, huh? The house is over there. Belong to a family, Grangeland family. We all grew up in them together in school, so just quite handy for them. That's their back garden. They come out of the back garden straight down to all this. Used to be jealous of them when I was a kid. I'd have to walk the whole way from my house just to get out here. Or Jamie or the lads had to do, or Jenny. Walk out the back door and boom, there it is. Yeah. A bit jealous of them that way, alright. That would make a nice little. See, the handle is not 100% straight. But could I make it work? Fuck me, a joke is rotten to the core. Look. Here. I don't even want to stand beside it. But this though. Now. I do like the little lump in the middle of it there. It's like there's another knot then down there, so there's curl off at the bottom knot. It actually be an okay size. Yeah. Yeah, carry on anyway. Yeah, it's getting a bit smaller and slower as we go along the river, so an obstacle course. But sticks blocking the river now. Yeah. There's a garage, another garage up here, but that, as Don says, and that, my friends, is that. That man is funny as fuck. Yeah. This is the pond. There's another old building over there as well. Anti-dumping patrols in this area. Yeah. It's another old building. It's not in there only. Stone. It's tiny anyway. It's only about 10 foot square. But this is it anyway. Show you up here now and see how it goes from there. Oh yes, sign is in bits. Wexford Trail to Lackham Hill. No sense in showing you that, so I'll give you a shot of this. New Ross Town, Irish Town. ponds. See it. Right there. You are here. That's about as far as the map will show you. Here. So anyway, let's see, onwards and upwards. This is a big hill, so talk to you at the top. Just halfway up the hill. That's it. And that's what I have to face there. So, yeah. It's a long hill, twisty, turny, but I'll get to the top. Right, well, I'm up that hill now. So, that's that part over. This is one of the local, it's the local sports ground here. Gee, yeah, it's fun up there. It's not overly big. Still fucked up the hill. But, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games in there. Local, regional, county, other divisional games played in there. That's another football pitch over there. When I was in the Christian Brothers School, we used to play hurling in there. Don't know why we were never allowed in that one. So, let's see what the name actually of that one is now. Can't remember the name. Geraldine O'Hanlon's GAA club. I don't know what the fuck you call that one there. Artificial turf, anyway. So that's where they take practice for taking shots at goals. Different points to the goal. Aiming for the high ones, then for the points. Sun is setting in New Ross. So, St. Joseph's Park is the name of that place. CBS, Christian Brothers School, that's fucking why. I never put much pass on that place. You can get into the skyline now, you can see it. There you go. And then we come up, you see, we used to go in here. You go around the pillar, up to the change rooms. So, never put a fucking mind pass on the gates and the name. But anyhow, I don't think there's another inch of New Ross in the guys we used to fucking see. Oh yeah, Kenny's Woods, take you there tomorrow. That's a big old woods, alright. Right. Steel company in there. There's a sliding door for letting the cattle out after much. Someone have to pass them in. Kennedy's family, I wonder. See the on the gate. Yeah, there's the main part of the pitch, car park. And sponsors and shit. So yeah, that's the bleacher thing. Stands. Oh no, get the camera inside the gate. See it over there. Not a standing area, but not a whole lot of seating area. You know what I mean? Oh, Jimmy, how's things, man?
I'm not too bad, yourself.
Oh, sure, can't complain.
Good luck.
I like the sunset though. Get that fucking telegraph pole out of the way. That's why I hate wind turbines in the countryside. They fuck up the scenery. Can't get a decent landscape shot with them or not. Take all down now, all that shit, fucking solar farms. They used to want to fuck up their scenery or view. Anyway, that ran over. There guys, that's the place I was when I was across the bridge at the Moorings. I suppose. Oh, that light went a bit, whatever happened there. Let's do it. Oh, right, I zoomed back out too far, okay. Alright. Go down here. Oh, this is Craywell. Oh, down there. Oh, they're calling it College Road, okay. Okay, that's not what I grew up known as. Anyway, that's the overlook of New Ross now from this side. So, yeah. Oh, back on the road again. Gotta have the cappuccino. Cappuccino. Love it. But, yeah, that's where I went for the coffee. Circle K. Actually, what are the prices there? Diesel to 14.9. On there, that's 192.7. Alright. Making it virtually impossible for people to even go to work in their own car. You know what's funny? They're trying to push everyone towards electric vehicles. And we might want to try and stop and remember now about that 150 fucking million euros worth of electric buses they bought off France that have been sitting idle in Dublin for ages. Apparently our climate is too cold for the batteries. 150 million on electric buses. And where are they? Might as well be up on blocks now for whatever purpose they're serving. Walford now is only what? 21k or something, you know. So there was a time when I say 1.4 electric car, you could go to Walford back for a while. Now if you put a $5 worth of petrol in the car up there and you drive up this road here to Tesco's, you're going to have to top up again. What do you reckon, guys? Do you reckon fully electric is the way to go? Hybrid? Or to go back to fucking combustion engines? I don't know if you can see in the background. There's some wind turbines up in Tullogher. No, Tullogher's to the right, that's Tinnerany. Right. Tinnerany and Listerine, more than Harrigan, that area. Anyway, folks, I wrap it up now. Finish off my coffee. Go home and edit this up and get it up for you. So, I'll finish it off as always. Go to Mealer Market. And it's long before, of course.